Hey you! Welcome to Sports Central. By now you should know that this is the show that gives you your weekly fix of sports action.
Absolutely, and since it is a Thursday, that means sporting action coming your way. And of course, I hope that you have everything you need for an awesome show. Well, we're your hosts, Mike Mondo.
And I'm Wanjira Longauer. So what's coming up on today's episode?
Round 2 of the Elgon Cup. We catch up with rugby action that went down over the weekend.
And we get handsy with one Frank Cheruiyot of the Ulinzi Handball shooters.
And for the very first time on the show, swimming action, we meet up with Kevin Adede as he prepares for the Summer Sizzler swim competition.
After a toughly contested victory for the Kenya Simbas in the first round of the Elgon Cup, all focus now shifted toward the return fixtures as the Cranes look to get even.
And of course, with number of changes made to the sides, well, it was bound to be an epic clash. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at how the action all went down.
After grinding out a hard-fought 23-18 victory over the Cranes in Kampala, the 2017 Elgon Cup appeared destined to stay on the Kenyan side of the hill, especially if the previous encounter was anything to go by. The Cranes, however, were clearly on a mission to upset the form book, as was evident from the droves of fans that streamed into the match venue to offer their undying support.
I hope the players are going to come out there, silence the Kenyan crowd. UG! UG! Oi, oi, oi!
Simba ni moja.
No doubts were left of the visitors' intentions as they were fast off the blocks, with the phenomenal Philip Wakorach powering the Cranes to an early 10-0 score, catching the Simbas by surprise. Kenya's number 14, Darwin Mukidza, leading from the front, got the hosts on the scoreboard with a brilliantly taken conversion, which was followed by Jacob Oji's touchdown, marking the hosts' first try of the match. (16-13) in favor of the hosts is how teams took to the interval. The final 18 minutes provided some of the most interesting rugby action this side of the Sahara as the Cranes looked to have bagged the trophy after Michael Okorach dotted down following a quick interchange of passes, which he then followed up with a conversion for a 7-point lead and a 51-49 aggregate. Simbas then showed true grit as they piled pressure on the Cranes' defence and were duly awarded a penalty try courtesy of an infringement by the Cranes at the breakdown to bring the score to 33-all. A narrow escape for the Simbas as the draw ensured their continued dominance over the Cranes. With lots of areas for the Simbas to work on, attention now shifts to the back-to-back home ties against Senegal and Tunisia in July.
Yeah, look, I think the guys came out, we're disappointed with what happened in Kampala. I think the guys came out, they gave a good account of themselves. In the end, I don't think a draw is what either team wanted, but you know, at the end, to be on the road and part of the road trip, to go to Senegal with a draw, we'll take it.
We wanted to play territory. We lost a line out here, and Kenya attacked. And kudos to Kenya for not giving up the fight to the last minute, which is good for rugby. And yeah, it's one thing that we also need to pick as Uganda.
We work hard on our set pieces, the scrums in the line-out, but obviously today our defence let us down, especially kick chase let us down a bit. But now we know what to work on, and I think it's a true reflection of the game. The draw today was a true reflection, so it's good.
The game was very tough. They brought the game to us. We still had the lapses on our breakdowns and the defense, and I give credit to the boys. We managed to pull it off in the last minute.
After these two tough games, we have Tunisia next. At home, so we just need to get our points, the points that we lose out today, so we need to get 8 points back against Tunisia, and we can't afford to lose any more games in Nairobi now.
Keep it Sports Central!
Welcome back, and just in case you are joining us, you're watching Sports Central, the show that guarantees your weekly fix of sports action.
Well, that's absolutely right. Now, we got to hang out with the hottest handballers in all the region. Of course, I'm talking about the Ulinzi handball shooters. So they let us know what it is that makes them the team to look out for.
And of course, today we get to hang out with one of their seasoned players, Frank Cheruiyot. He is playing for the shooters, and he shares his journey through the sport. Have a look.
I'm a national player. I play left back. I started in the year 2014 when we played the local games. So after that, I was promoted to come to play for the national team of Kenya. I was a good player in basketball. So this teacher of mine came, told me that you have a good height, you have a good body. I think you can play handball. Then I was like, I'll give it a try. Apart from college or university, because I was a sportsman, so I didn't want to be idle. And then I was told there's a team called Cereals Board. It was known best team. Till date, it's still the best. To join a Cereals team, it wasn't easy. You had to pass through MD, the coaches. They asked you about how you played handball. So when I went there, I found handball was really hard. And I was like, am I going to really make it to this handball? Playing high school games, plus if you compare with the clubs, it was really much different. So I was like, anyway, I'm gonna give it a try. So that is what in 2008, I played with the Cereals team until the year 2010. Now I was in a position to play with the team. If they were to name the first 7 in the team, I was among them, of which really I loved it.
So the core word is discipline. If you're not disciplined, the KDF team, or in general in the KDF, it's very hard for you to make it.
What made me join the Ulinzi Handball is because they had several chances of going out by then. Because you might find in a year, they go like 5 times out of the country. Till date, I still enjoy myself because I get the opportunity to go out, meet other different clubs outside. There's a player from Denmark known as Hansen. He's a left back, a very strong guy. I really admired him. Anytime that there's a game being played in Euro and I know Hansen is there, it's a game that I must watch because I learn from him the moves. The top nations in the world are Denmark, France, even I can say Egypt. Egypt are top, Tunisia, even the Angolians. It's a really tough club. They have invested a lot in handball. You might find 3/4 of the players, they are outside playing in Europe.
As a coach, I would love to see 2-3 players to go and play professional handball in Europe and maybe in African handball, because in the African handball too, it's very competitive. It's going to give us some more support. They're going to give us good experience. Also, they can bring more scouts to come and pick some players.
And last year in Rwanda, that's when I felt that I'm now playing the handball. We won every game. In every game I was the top scorer. In every game I was the best player. If now the whole East Africa can recognize me as the top scorer, the best player, I really felt good. I can't say I did it alone. We did it with the team. What I hate is being a loser. It demoralizes me a lot. But it's a game. One, there's a winner and always there's a loser. In Africa, I can't say that there's a club that I want to join. But what I want is to go and play outside, like in Europe, Denmark. If it wasn't for handball, maybe right now I would be playing basketball, because I was the best again in basketball. But after I joined handball, I found it was a really tough game. It really needed a lot of energy, brain work, so I loved it. That's why I chose handball instead of basketball. Handball is it's a growing game in the world. Because if you look right now outside the world, let's say in Europe, handball now is a game to be watched. Let's make the handball be known. Let's not only be playing here locally. Let's go outside. Let's take our players to play to different clubs outside. That way we'll be improving handball. We want to take young kids, give them the training kits. At least they mentor the handball when they're still young. As they grow, they'll progress. And I hope one day, one time, they'll come and be more of us.
Well, Wanji, great player he is. I'm seeing he's putting in that hard work, man. That's the only way to play the game, I guess.
Very inspiring story from Frank indeed. I absolutely loved that. Well, something else I absolutely love is this one-of-a-kind story that we have here on Sports Central today. We haven't been talking a lot about swimmers, and this one you want to keep a keen eye on. I'm talking about one Kevin Adede, who is right now prepping for the Summer Sizzler swimming competition in Dubai. Open your eyes for this one.
You have to race against time, which is normally crucial at a swimmer's pace. When my parents told me that you have to take swimming, I actually knew it was a good opportunity for me. I started to take training seriously. As my graph has a good progression, as my high achievement as competing as one of the top swimmers in Nairobi, Emmanuel Ndonga and Samuel Ndonga.
The first time I met Kevin Adede, I was the head coach, International School of Kenya, and he had just come from a swim with one of our swimmers then, Matthew Boyer. Kevin then didn't really shine, but the determination in the boy impressed me. So when I moved over to Makini, I was so pleased to be working with Kevin. He really delivered. Kevin has worked hard. We've seen him rise to become the national champion, 100 meters fly. That's a Kenya Secondary Schools Games. We didn't expect to have a competition this point of the year, but the provincial branch chose to attend the Summer Sizzler in Dubai. It's an international event. We have swimmers from all over. More importantly, we get an opportunity to swim with some of the top swimmers from the Oceania region. That's Australia, Singapore, Dubai, basically that side of Asia. We don't expect him to have a world record or anything, but definitely to improve his times, personal bests. The competition will be tough, but I'm sure he'll rise to the occasion.
The Summer Sizzler, it's coming actually next week. I'll be hoping for good results. It takes to be a good swimmer, you need discipline, determination, and most of all, you have to have courage towards your swimming careers.
The key thing that brings him out is his determination, quiet and seriously determined. This guy, you push him, you still have some space to push him.
The skill is butterfly. It's one of the hardest strokes in the world. It takes most of your energy in your body to compete with this. The swimmers like Michael Phelps, you have to have good strength to compete with other swimmers. You have to have good fitness. Other than that, you have to have good diet. And when you're swimming, you have to have good butterfly technique to compete. Swimming in Kenya is not that good because it needs to be in all over the country. There are only 3 places in Kenya that swimming are taken serious: Nairobi, Mombasa, and other parts, maybe Kisumu or Eldoret. And as swimmers, we need good facilities for swimming. Other than that, all the swimmers in this country need proper balance between education and swimming. As I'm in class, I have to concentrate in class. Studies are studies. When it comes to sports, sports are sports.
He's a pretty good, brilliant swimmer. Having started swimming about 4 or 3 years ago, and where he is right now, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a podium finish or even qualified for the Olympics later on in his lifetime.
It takes time to go to Olympics because you have to have good strokes. You have to be determined to go to Olympics. But as young swimmers who have good swimming opportunities may either qualify or do good in the competition during Olympics. Swimming is just a sport. It's the great sport you've ever do. Actually one of the best fitness around the world. One of the speakers said, if you want to be the best, prepare to do what others aren't to do, or be so good that they can't ignore you.
It's definitely that time where we say sayonara. But you know what to do. Continue to let us know what it is that you want us to cover, and make sure that you follow us on all the social media that's scrolling across your screen.
Absolutely. And of course, if you do want to catch up with previous episodes, YouTube is the place to be. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.
Well, shout out to Mose first and foremost, because he is very, very excited about, the show. Thank you so much.
And we've also got Francis Ondara unasema kwamba what a way to end the day than of course with your favorite sports show. Thank you so much for always tuning in.
It's time to leave you with the internet find of the week. So I think it's safe to say until next time, keep it Sports Central.